I think I just decided when I was 15 that's what I was going to do. My dad was working in Saudi Arabia when I was 15 and brought me a camera. There was an Olympus OM10. So this morning I'm going to Lark Lane to photograph a 19-year-old country singer, Daisy Bell Gill. Name of the band, photographing another band about 4 down here. I'm shooting today, I'm shooting on 35mm because I've come from the Isle of Man. I could only bring hand baggage with me, so I only brought a couple of cameras. I brought a Nikon F4, which is fairly sort of old 35mm camera, and for medium format I'm shooting on a Fuji 645, kind of like small medium format. But the problem is today in Liverpool is going to be the light. I have got a flash. Shooting with flash, I like to shoot in the dark and make it look as if it's shot on flash. I've never planned what I'm going to do. Just kind of wing it on the day. I think if you turn up at a shoot with preconceived ideas, they never turn out, and then you kind of disappointed with the shots because they aren't what you expected, or and that's the joy of shooting film. You don't see the shots for weeks sometimes. I can send film off and not see it again for 3 weeks. So when you get the shots back, it's always a nice surprise to see what you've got or what you haven't got. I think shooting film now, it's not as... I think film's come full circle with digital. Even a couple of years ago when I turned up at a shoot and I was shooting on film, people would be like, what? Like it was a really weird thing to do. I think now it's kind of... a lot of young people are shooting film again. So it's not like this alien thing to them. It's you're either shooting digital or you're shooting film. Then this afternoon we've got another band called the Barbaras. They've got a longer name than that, but I know that the name is shortened to the Barbaras. In the meantime, in between that, I think we've got a few hours. I really want to head over to Thornton, where my grandmother used to live. I'm not entirely sure whereabouts in Thornton. I'm not sure if it's going to be completely changed. I'm not sure if where she lived has been knocked down or anything, but we're going to GPS the address and see if it's still there. Head over there, get some photographs, little trip down memory lane. I'm trying to work out when the last time I was there, and I think it was about 1979. I would have been about 9 or 10, so 1979, 1980. So I haven't been there for 37 years, which makes me feel really old. 47 now. I was last here probably when I was about 10. Yeah. So these houses must be old. It was where my grandma lived, yeah. This little trip down memory lane. But I always remember this road being longer. Yeah, I always take a Polaroid camera with me. Well, it's not Polaroid, it's actually Fuji Instax. I always have a Polaroid camera with me. A lot of commercial jobs, it just relaxes people. It's kind of an icebreaker, showing people a Polaroid shot. It's just a souvenir for whatever I'm shooting.
Like souvenir photographs.
I kind of started out shooting bands about 10 years ago. I did a lot of band shots on the Isle of Man, and kind of moved into photojournalism from there. But I do want to get back into shooting bands. The music scene on the Isle of Man is not what it was, not sort of 10 years ago. We've just shot the Barbaras, 3 lads from Liverpool, in the Welsh Streets. It turns out that my grandparents actually and my mum lived in a street just across the road round the corner, so we're going to go off and try and find that now.
After multiple overblown city obliteration,
I'm kind of convinced in Liverpool that everywhere has been knocked down. I mean, the Welsh streets are due to be demolished in a few months. I'm wondering if they're going to keep the street where Ringo from the Beatles' house was. Yeah, I don't really have any heroes in photography. People that maybe influenced me. I mean, there's photographers, Alex Soft, Don McCullen, as photojournalists. Advice to young people getting into photography is just, you've got to be totally passionate to do it. You can't sort of do it half-heartedly. You either do it or you don't. I mean, every person has got a camera these days. Everyone's got a camera. Everyone thinks they're a photographer. I mean, 20 years ago, there was a distinct line between amateur and professional photographers. That's kind of, it's blurred now. Every student with a digital SLR is a professional photographer. Set up a Facebook page but obviously it's not that easy. Well, most of my business is word of mouth. Any stories that I shoot are all self-assigned. Again, I mean, years ago, magazines would have staff photographers, newspapers had staff photographers. They would send a photographer off to somewhere to shoot a story. Huge budgets, but those days are gone. You've got to find your own story, you've got to find your own ideas, you've got to fund it yourself. Go off and shoot a project. If that project takes 2 weeks or 2 years, you've got to fund it yourself and then come back and sell it. Yellowknife.
And did you go out and do landscape, or has it always been portrait?
Yeah, portraits mainly.
I suppose there must have been quite a lot of interesting people out there.
Yeah, they're a strange lot. I asked them, because they have, in the winter they have virtually 24-hour darkness. And I asked a few people what they did in the winter. And the stock answer, you'll say, so what can you do all winter in the darkness? The stock answer is, fuck and drink. That's a wrap.